Hello, Roly here. I'm the custodian of this beautiful woodland in the heart of Derbyshire, and it's video blog number 85. I had a full day in the woodland the other day, just connecting, reading and sleeping. I had no interruptions and my phone was off apart from filming a couple of these video blogs. I want to say thank you to Gail from across the pond, who recommended this book to me. Yearning for the Wind by Tom Cowan. It's not a book that sits comfortably on a shelf. It doesn't behave like a modern book at all. It doesn't explain. It leans closer, it waits, and if you're willing, it listens back. At its heart, this book is about remembering how to stand in the world again, not as a observer, but not as a collector of facts, but as a participant, one whose body, breath and attention are still capable of being addressed by the land. Cowan writes about the wind, not as weather but as presence, as intelligence, as something that moves freely between worlds, touching skin, leaves, fire and memory without ever allowing itself to be owned. The wind becomes a teacher precisely because it cannot be grasped. You can only meet it at one point. Cowan reminds us that the land is not silent. We have simply forgotten how to listen. That single line carries the weight of the whole book. What struck me most is Cowan's insistence that our modern separation from land is not merely ecological but spiritual and perceptual. We've forgotten how to listen with anything other than our minds. We name things instead of entering relationships with them. We explain a way that once would have been greeted as a custodian of the woodland. This resonates deeply. One of the very first rituals I ever learned was how to stop the wind. Not to dominate it, not to command it, but to ask correctly for stillness. To step into the right inner posture, where the wind recognizes you not as interference, but as kin. As sometimes it listens. During my ovate initiation, this relationship returned to me in a way I will never forget. As I sat at the threshold of the rite, the wind came to meet me in the east. It did not rush or batter, it arrived deliberately, as if aware. It felt as though the wind was full of eyes, watching me, witnessing me, assessing whether I was present enough to be met. There was no fear in it, only attention. Cowan speaks of this kind of encounter without sensualizing it, and he doesn't romanticize, he doesn't dramatize. He simply reminds us that the land has never stopped perceiving us, even if we stopped perceiving it. This book asks uncomfortable questions, gently but persistently. What does it mean to walk through a landscape without entering it? What does it mean to live somewhere and yet never be recognized by it? What happens when the wind no longer knows your name? And yet, Yearning for the Wind is not a book of despair. It is a book of quiet re-entry. It suggests that the doorway is still there, that attention, patience and humility are enough to begin again. You cannot read this book quickly. It resists speed, like the wind itself. It arrives when it chooses, lingers where it is welcomed, and leaves you changed without announcing that it has done so. If you're drawn to woodland ritual, listening over old ways of knowing that there's life beneath language, this book will feel less like a recommendation and more like a recognition. Some books teach you something new. This one reminds you of something you already knew once, when the wind still spoke to you and you still knew how to answer. So I want to end in a moment of silence, in a moment of contemplation. The fire is in front of me. My mother's looking after it. So feel the warmth of the fire, not the coldness of winter.